Hi, I'm thinking about bullying today. So, slightly more serious topic today. I've just been involved in something where I felt like some bullying was going on, and I thought, yeah, bullying is not just in the playground, is it? It also happens in the adult world all over the place. And it reminded me of being a kid, actually. I remember um, I come from a slightly dysfunctional family, and I remember when I was, I don't know, 11 or 12, I remember my father drunk, storming in quite late one evening and just yelling at my mother, "That's the last time I crash your fucking car." And I remember sitting there thinking, hang on a minute, how is that in any way her fault? And so it's very interesting, isn't it? Like the projection that we do out onto others. Because when I, in the work that I do and share with people, it's like I have this thing called the cycle of blame, and it's what keeps us stuck and going round and round in circles. And in order to truly break free, we have to take full responsibility for ourselves. So, not for other people, but for how we feel, what we think, what we say, our behavior. When we fully take responsibility for everything that's showing up in our world, and that everything actually I see is always offering us the gift to come home to the love that we truly are. Years ago, after I'd had my near death experience, I received this message that there was love and fear and everything in between, and that it was really important that we choose love in order to have a different experience, and that we were unwittingly choosing fear. So when we're identified with our patterns and programming, that is us in our limitation. That is us living from a place of fear instead of living from a place of love. But it's very interesting, isn't it, of how do we unravel ourselves? So one of the things I really noticed was that in the face of somebody being very, very angry, that actually I was emotionally unaffected by it. Now, in the past, because of my patterning and programming, it just used to make me shut down. If anybody was angry, it would make me want to run away from them. It would make me shut down. It would make me lose what I wanted to say, and I would garble things. And because the other thing that my father used to do is sometimes when I would see what he was doing, I'd say, like, why are you doing that? I would question him, and he would yell at me, how the fuck would you do it? So when you receive that as a kid, it's a tendency to make you withdraw, shut down, and protect yourself in order to survive. And then the frustrating thing is that then is unconscious patterning leading its way, which stops us showing up, shining, sharing in the world. And we go into this unconscious hiding pattern, which is one of the things for me I have been transcending, and I help other people transcend so that we can come into the flow and speak our truth with love and peace. Because the other thing for me is it's all energy, and that if we are attacking or defending something, it's all in the energy, and then we just withdraw from each other. And really what we want is the connection, isn't it? We all want connection, and we all want to feel heard and understood and valuable and worthy and good enough. And that's so often at the roots of these things, of all of probably human behavior, is somewhere we're just trying to feel like we're enough. So yeah, very interesting experience. And then it also, for me, kind of raised the whole, what do you do? What do you do when you see that? How do you stand up in a way, that doesn't add fuel to an already burning fire? And so that's what I've been pondering of, and communication, I think, is such, how do we have really wonderful communication? Because mostly we're not really communing, are we, in our communicating? I always used to say that it always seemed to me like people were just waiting to say what they wanted to say. They weren't really listening. So yeah, practicing, I guess, the skills of being a really good listener and being really open to hear the other person. Because if someone's annoyed, like, that's totally cool. I mean, in the work I do, it's all about it. There's nothing wrong with emotions, and we want to welcome all of our emotions and stop denying them, so that we can process them, so that we can get underneath to the real us. Because you see, the problem is not logical. That's why it's so hard when we're suffering, struggling. It's hard because it's not a logical problem, it's an emotional problem. And part of the way to the release is to embrace everything. But what's not okay is to project that out onto other people. So yeah, it's been a very interesting time and lots of learning, because for me, life is always bringing us home, and that somewhere all experiences give us the opportunity to grow in our love and to grow in showing up powerfully as the love that we are. Yeah, I will leave it there for today. Thank you so much for listening.